Now let us see how we will consider the assessment, how we will assess the FITL and WCTL. So here assessment part, please be very attentive. You will be understanding it in a very easy manner, and it will be easy for you to restructure your accounts. So FITL, what is FITL said? Funded interest term loan. What are the components of FITL? Unpaid interest in working capital account, that is if there is CC or OD account and any unpaid interest is there, that amount will be taken. So unpaid interest in the working capital account, suppose this comes A, and unpaid interest in term loan account, suppose it is B, then total FITL will be A plus B. So unpaid interest, this is the point which we have to remember. The unpaid interest in the working capital account and the term loan account combined, it will be FITL. So funded interest term loan is a very simple assessment. FITL means unpaid interest of working capital and unpaid interest of term loan. If there is only working capital account, the only unpaid interest in working capital will be taken. If there is only term loan account, unpaid interest in the term loan will be taken. And if the unit is having both accounts, so both the unpaid interest will be taken, and this will be constituted as funded interest term loan. Okay. So penal interest, if any, charged after cut-off date, that is 1st March 2020, in the account shall be waived. So this is the provision that if any penal interest is there during this moratorium period, it will be waived. Interest on FITL will also be waived for 12 months. So this FITL which we are assessing, there will be no interest in this loan for 12 months because there is a 12 months moratorium period. Interest on FITL after 12 months to be charged at rate of interest on CC or loan, term loan. So what will happen? This FITL loan, it will not attract any interest till 12 months. So after 12 months, what interest will be charged? The same interest which is charged in the parent account, that interest will be charged in the FITL account also. And repayment terms of FITL, so repayment will be in 12 months, repayment will be in 36 months, including 12 months moratorium period. So FITL, it will be paid in 36 months, and the moratorium period will be 12 months. So whatever the amount of FITL is there, it will be distributed in 24 months because 12 months is the moratorium period. So after 12 months, it will be distributed in 24 months and it will be repaid accordingly. So this is regarding FITL. Now let us understand what is WCTL. So WCTL is, there are two types of WCTL, WCTL1 and WCTL2. So what is WCTL1? WCTL1 will be calculated based on the out of order position in working capital limit. That is outstanding in the working capital account less drawing power or sanction limit, whichever is lower. Now consider an example. I will give you one example. Suppose 1 lakh rupees is the sanction limit and outstanding is 1 lakh rupees. But due to the reduction in stock and debtors, the bank has reduced its DP and the DP is 80,000. So suppose this is a case that DP is 80,000 and outstanding is 1 lakh rupees and sanction limit is also 1 lakh rupees. So what will happen? What will be the irregularity? The 1 lakh rupees minus sanction limit or DP, whichever is lower. So in this case DP is lower and outstanding is 1 lakh. So 1 lakh minus 80,000, it will come to 20,000. So this 20,000 will be the part of WCTL1. So I think it is very clear. So in FITL what we took the unpaid interest, and in WCTL what we are taking in CC account, the irregular portion. So the irregular portion will be the part of WCTL1 for the case of CC. And we can add any unpaid statutory dues. So if there are any statutory dues which is unpaid, that also we can take part of WCTL1. What are unpaid statutory dues? Suppose some taxes is left to be paid, any statutory authorities dues are there, so that we can also add to WCTL1. And what will be in case of term loan? So add installment in term loan in next 12 months. So in the future 12 months, whatever term loan installments are there, that we can take as part of WCTL 1. But here we have to remember one thing, that these 12 months installment is taken because these 12 months are considered as the current liability for the business unit for 1 year. So when we are providing moratorium to the term loan account, so in that case, this current liability will not be there. So if we are providing moratorium to the term loan account, in that case, this 12 months EMI may be provided on need basis. If the customer requests, or if the unit is very much in a stress, so we can provide future 12 months also. But in case of moratorium, it is not mandatory. So based on the requirement, based on the need of the borrower, we can make this 12 months installment also as part of WCTL 1. And what we have to do, we have to add overdue term loan principal in WCTL 1. So in FITL, what we did, we took the unpaid interest of term loan. But in WCTL 1, what we are doing, we are taking the principal amount overdue in the term loan. So in the term loan, you all know that there is EMI. EMI are repaid in the term loan accounts. So in that EMI, there are two parts. There is interest and there is principal. So the interest part will be covered by FITL and the principal part will be covered by WCTL. So what is the repayment terms of WCTL? Repayment will be in 60 months, including maximum moratorium of 12 months. So this is very simple. So we have understood FITL, we have understood WCTL 1. Now let us try to understand WCTL 2. What is WCTL 2? So for units which continue to incur cash losses for a period of 12 months after the restructuring package is implemented, necessary support will be given to fund the estimated cash loss. So here what is there in the scheme? See how beautifully this scheme has been designed, that okay, we are taking the overdue amount and we are funding the overdue amount by FITL and WCTL 1. But what will happen if the unit is still under stress and if the unit is not in a position to pay the future interest, because the unit will be in cash loss for the future year, for the present year, then what will happen? Then again, despite restructuring also, the account will not be viable. So in that case, the future cash loss can also be funded, and that will be the part of WCTL 2. And what other provisions will be there? Suppose if there is a cash loss or the unit is not able to generate profit in the future 12 months or future 24 months, so waiver of interest for moratorium period of 12 months on FITL and WCTL granted under the restructuring package. So this has already been granted. So the unit, if it is not making profit at present juncture, so he will not have to pay any interest on FITL, he will not have to pay any interest on WCTL, and other benefit, the balance cash loss amount, if any, to be funded as WCTL 2, as I told you, to be disbursed in a phased manner. This WCTL 2 also is not to be disbursed one time, it has to be disbursed in phased manner, and based on the cash loss of the business unit or its inability to pay the interest or EMI. So in that case only we have to disburse WCTL 2. So borrower's contribution in WCTL 2 will be 15% margin. See here, this is very important to note. In FITL and in WCTL 1, we are not taking margin from the borrower because it is the overdue amount carved out from the loan. But WCTL 2 is an additional loan which we are providing to the unit for its support, for the support in its cash loss. So in this case we have to take margin, and this margin is fixed on at 15%. So 15% margin we have to take, and this margin is to be parked in an escrow account, as it is written in the circular that it should be parked in an escrow account. But we have taken some clarification from the central office, and central office has said that if the branches are not in a position to open escrow account, they can keep this amount in current account or in his CC account, and they can hold this amount, and this amount can also be disbursed on pro rata basis with the remaining WCTL 2 amount. So suppose 1 lakh rupees cash loss is there and we are funding 1 lakh rupees as WCTL 2, what we will do? Suppose 20,000 rupees is to be paid. Suppose there is an interest inability to pay. The business unit is unable to pay the interest of 20,000. Suppose this is the situation. So what we will do, we will disburse this 20,000 from the WCTL2 account, and in the pro rata basis, means 15% of 20,000 will be taken from the margin and remaining will be provided from the WCTL2 account. So this is the procedure for WCTL2. So WCTL2 basically is an account for funding the cash loss. Here 15% margin is to be taken and it is to be disbursed in phased manner, seeing and looking the need of the unit and its cash loss. And the repayment of this WCTL2 will be after 12 months of first disbursement. This also we have to note down, that whenever we are doing the first disbursement, suppose we have done restructuring in the month of December and in the month of January the party is not able to pay the interest and we are disbursing the WCTL2 in the month of January. So from January 12 months moratorium will be there in WCTL2 account, and if we have disbursed in January 2021, then the repayment will start from January 2022. This account will be also in nature of term loan, and the repayment period will be 60 months with 12 months moratorium after first disbursement. So this was regarding WCTL2. Let us proceed further. This we have discussed, the repayment of WCTL2 to be commenced 12 months after date of first disbursement. WCTL2 will be within the overall cap, 0% interest during moratorium of 12 months. Thereafter, ROI as per existing CC facilities. So here the rules are same. So this was regarding WCTL2. So we have understood FITL, we have understood WCTL1, we have understood WCTL2. Now let us try to understand this is the prescribed limit. So it is not that any amount we can make part of WCTL, FITL and WCTL2. There is certain prescribed limit. So this limit we have to understand. So what is the limit? You can see this table here. So here what we have to see, that FITL and WCTL will be part of additional exposure, but there will be no margin on it, as I have told earlier also. If any borrower or promoter requires any additional exposure over and above as stated above, we will have to infuse additional 15% by way of capital or quasi capital of additional exposure. So the total additional exposure, yani ki including overdue installment and interest for maximum 3 months, for carving out FITL or WCTL. So here what is said, that FITL and WCTL we are carving out, and maximum 3 months interest or overdue installments we can take as FITL and WCTL. Because SMA 2 accounts we are taking, if it turns to SMA 3, it will turn to NPA. And by way of term loans, NFB facilities and working capital, so from the bank shall not exceed as shown in the below, as shown in the table below. So here you can see, friends, suppose there the pre-restructured stage, suppose the account is there up to 1 crore, loan account is there, and we are going to restructure this account. So after assessing the WCTL, FITL and WCTL2, we have to check that this total amount should not be more than 25% of this 1 crore. So 1 crore was the earlier stage exposure before restructuring, and after restructuring, this 25% means 25 lakh rupees only we can provide as FITL, WCTL, WCTL2. So this we have to keep in mind, and there are ceiling for respective categories. You can see here for 1 crore to 5 crore, the ceiling is 25 lakhs or 20% of A, whichever is higher, and for 5 crore to 10 crore, 1 crore or 15% of A, whichever is higher, and for the loans above 10 crore and less than 25 crore, the maximum additional exposure may be 1.5 crore or 15% of A, whichever is higher. So these are the assessment and eligibility part.